'cause I thank God for making me brave, brave, brave.
Hey girl, hey, my name is Gabrielle and welcome back to my channel. We do all things lifestyle, wellness, and culture over here. And today I'm in both my wellness and my lifestyle bag. I'm talking to you all today about 75 hard. Not to sound too dramatic or anything, but 75 hard literally changed my life. Like, I finished it, I enjoyed the results, and I also think it's too much. I'm stepping into something a little bit different this time around, and I'm doing 75 medium beginning October 1st. So before I get into too far into the challenge, I want to do a little bit of a rewind and tell you all about 75 hard. I did 75 hard in 2023. And 75 hard is a mental toughness challenge, so it's not just like another fitness program. 75 hard is honestly like something that's right up my alley. I am typically a rule follower, and here were the rules of 75 hard. You had to do 2 45-minute workouts, and one of them had to be outside. So that was rain, hail, snow, storm. It had to be outside. I had to maintain a strict diet. In 2023, I think I was doing Weight Watchers then, so it wasn't really something that was a dramatic change to my diet. I just stayed on the path that I was going on. The next one was a little bit hard for me. It was to drink a gallon of water a day. As you all know, I'm a 9 to 5 baddie, and so going to the restroom like every 45 minutes was not really something I wanted to keep doing. But I will admit, over time, my body really got used to drinking the gallon a day. And honestly, with doing 2 workouts, the amount of water I needed to drink, it covered it anyway. For 75 hard, you also had to read 10 pages of a nonfiction book every day. And you would think, because I love books, this was something that came really naturally, really easy to me. I really love fiction. To do nonfiction, that was a challenge, but I actually really enjoyed reading nonfiction, and it made me actually start to do more of that. I was really probably doing like a lot of memoirs and things like that. But yeah, it was a good change of pace for my reading habits. The other caveat was that you couldn't have alcohol or cheat meals. Like I said, I was on Weight Watchers, so I wasn't really doing cheat meals anyway. And then I don't drink alcohol, so that was pretty easy for me to follow. And the final thing to do was to take a photo of yourself every day. And you would think, with our phones constantly in our hands, that was something that we could do no problem. It was actually kind of a problem for me, I think. But yeah, I did it every day. So the caveat with 75 hard is, if you mess up, even if you mess up on day 74, you have to start it all over again. So like I said, I'm a rule follower. I knew I did not want to start over a mental toughness challenge. So I did it. 75 hard was intense, but I finished it, and I really do feel like it helped me build discipline. It was like, no matter what is going on, if I have certain goals, certain things that I want to do for myself, I need to do those no matter what is going on. So girl, when I did 75 hard the first time, I had to travel for work. I went to conferences, I had concerts, and then Thanksgiving was even over my 75 hard journey. But I said, you know what, this is something that I'm committed to, so I did it. I would say mentally I felt stronger, physically I felt stronger, but I really don't feel like 75 hard is a sustainable program. And so I want to do something for my health that is sustainable. I'm not with fad diets, fad workout plans, any of those types of things. So this is where 75 medium comes in. think of it as a more sustainable 75 hard. So you are still doing a mental toughness program, but you're doing one that better fits your lifestyle, one that is really about doing the goals that you want to reach versus the goals that a program is dictating to you. So I like the rules as a guide, but 75 medium gives a little bit more room and a little bit more grace for you to customize it for your lifestyle. And I think that's what we're all about over here, is doing the things that make us feel good, make us happy. So yeah, 75 medium it is. You can customize 75 medium as much as you would like, but I wanted to stick as close to 75 hard as I could, but making it sustainable for my lifestyle. So when it comes to the mandatory workout, I think that doing one 45-minute workout will work for my lifestyle, and I'm doing that every day. So I'll do that every day for the next 75 days. I will likely continue working out with my best friend. We're following Heather Robertson's 12-week program. I think she has a calendar now, and so that's the program that we're following. The days that I don't do Heather Robertson's program, I can get on my Peloton, I can walk, I can do yoga. I'm not really saying what type of workout I'm doing or where I'm doing it. It's just one 45-minute workout every day, because moving my body every day is really something that I want to make sure I do continuously, and that is something that I do feel like is sustainable. When it comes to diet, I think I still have a pretty good diet. You know, I dip and dabble here and there. You all see me go to some restaurants to try things out, but I do think that I have a pretty consistent diet. But one of the things that I've been learning about my body is that as I get older, I can't eat and do the things that I used to. And remember, I'm approaching 40, girl. So I want my 40s to feel just as healthy as my 20s or my 30s. And so I'm actually going to follow an anti-inflammatory diet for 75 days. And I just want to see how it makes my body feel. Am I going to notice any changes with my body? The hardest thing for me to do, I think, with this anti-inflammatory diet is giving up dairy. I love ice cream and I love cheese, but I love for my body to not have the reactions it does to dairy. So it's gonna be fun to think of some dairy-free options. Anyway, I'm already on almond milk. I love almond milk, but I think it's gonna be the cheese and the ice cream that are the two things. That's what gives me the nightmares. So this is something that will be a challenge for me, but I think if I can get this anti-inflammatory diet down, it will be something that's sustainable. There's so many more options. There's so many vegan options everywhere. There's a lot of lactose-free options and things like that that will, I think, help me in this journey. Next is water. Hydration is so important, but your girl cannot do a gallon. All right, I'm not doing a gallon. I think what will work for me is to do 80 ounces of water daily. That will make sure that I am hydrating my body early in the morning. I'm hydrating my body during whatever 45-minute workout or movement that I choose, and making sure that I prioritize water. Water is something that I pull for just in general anyway, but I think making sure that I'm actually staying properly hydrated is a good challenge for me. I know people think that for these types of challenges, it should just be straight water, but I do use like Propel packets for my water. It's something that helps to get the water down, and it does give electrolytes back into my body. So that helps me when I'm doing workouts, that type of thing. It helps to fuel my body. Yeah, 80 ounces. I think I can do 80 ounces. I like the idea of doing the daily progress photo. I think it's really a good way to track my changes. When I was going back and looking at my photos to prepare for this video, I recognized that my body really did change sort of in intervals. And I really want to be able to see that progress over time. I think if it's just, oh, I take a photo on day 1 and then a photo on day 75, it doesn't show me like what my body has been going through. In addition to that daily progress photo, I am going to either jot down a word or just one sentence to let me know how I'm feeling, anything that's on my mind, and being able to track that for 75 days will, I think, give me some insights about myself that maybe I'm not even noticing right now. Finally, I'm going to be reading 10 pages from a nonfiction book. So I did keep this from the original 75 hard and brought this into 75 medium. I do think that this was something that really helped me. I read nonfiction books about topics that I usually would not have read or have not pulled for. So I'm really excited to see what can happen with the books that I'm working on. So I have chosen 4 books that I want to read during this time. The first book is Flip the Table by Alencia Johnson. Back in April, I had the opportunity to go and see her live. I love her story. I think she's had such an incredible career, but this book is about being a disruptor and how do you make change. The next book that I'm going to read is by Mel Robbins. It's called The Let Them Theory. I love Mel Robbins' podcast. I first stumbled upon her podcast because I was looking for something about sort of manifesting, envisioning, vision board type of things. And I realized that I really liked her style of podcasting. I really liked the things that she had to say. And then I heard about this book called The Let Them Theory, and I think it's just about when someone wants to do something, just let them. Now, even though those 2 books are new books, ones that I have not yet read, I wanted to bring back 2 books that are classics for me, and I felt like when I read these books, something really did shift in my life. The first book is The Year of Yes. The Year of Yes really changed the way that I thought, and it's really about how do you say yes to yourself. And I feel like going into 40, going into a new year, I like the idea of being able to see what are the things in my life that I want to say yes to? What are some new experiences that I want to say yes to? Beloved, the next one is a real classic. It is In the Meantime by Iyanla Vanzant. And if you were around in the 1990s, Iyanla Vanzant and Oprah were an unstoppable pair. It's basically about getting the life that you want. To me, the biggest difference about 75 medium versus 75 hard, like I mentioned, I think it's more sustainable. It's about consistency without the burnout. You're still pushing yourself, but it's in a way more realistic for a long-term lifestyle change. I decided to start on October 1st. Why wait until January? For many people, the beginning of the year, they have a big push. For me, the last quarter of the year is when I go into sort of beast mode. This is where I want to make sure that whatever goals and things that I want to accomplish for the year, I can do that. I like to finish the year strong. And I think this is a way to do it. And then also too, girl, I live in Georgia and it's hot. It's finally starting to cool down. I think that the fall is the best time to do this because my nature is to want to eat some pasta and just veg out in front of the TV. And instead this says, no girl, you got some goals, you got some things that you want to do. And I think 75 medium will help to push me. For me, this is all about balance. 75 hard showed me like what I'm made of. It showed me that I can do anything that I set my mind to. But 75 medium is about doing something that fits the lifestyle that I actually have and the lifestyle that I want. If you've ever thought 75 hard was too intense, this is a really good entry point. So I am doing this a little bit before October 1st because, girl, I really wish that you would join me on finishing this last quarter of the year strong and doing whatever your version of 75 medium might be. Girl, I just imagine us on day 75 just dancing because we showed up for ourselves, but we showed up for ourselves in a way that was meaningful. So please, 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 I would love for you to join this with me. I will be posting weekly updates on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. So make sure that you're following me on all platforms. I'll be sharing my workouts, the books that I'm reading, the meals that I'm preparing, and also just the real life ups and downs of trying to do a lifestyle change and a mental toughness challenge. So make sure that you're subscribed, turn on your notification bells. Here's to finishing 2025 strong. I'll see you in the next video, and until then, take care of yourself and stay glowing.
I can't help but think that there is some